What's good, everybody? This is Ryan McKee, and this is The New Perspective. This channel intention is to bring awareness and enlightenment to the unseen, tackling the real issues, breaking through mental barriers to discover, unlock, and understand your true propensity, to create passion that will spark desire to build from the inside out. Now, as you know, mental health is on the rise, whether it's through childhood trauma, toxic ways. I know when I was going through my series of depression, I didn't have anyone to support or understand or even educate me on the right way of dealing with it. And I think we as a community, we can help each other heal. And I think healing is needed in our community. And it's up to us to make a difference. So, with that being said, I hope that this channel can alleviate some of that pain. I hope that I can touch and change lives through this channel. Because at the end of the day, it should all be nothing but peace and love. So let the healing start today. Hey everybody, this is Ryan McKee and welcome to A New Perspective. Today we'll be talking about ending karmic cycles in relationships. Now, a lot of times we may stay in the karmic cycle because part of the karmic cycle is for us to learn our lessons. Now, sometimes it may take a longer time for the other person to learn the lesson, but it's very important that you do learn your lesson and you move on with your life. So, the first thing that we're going to be talking about within ending karmic relationships, ending karmic cycles in relationships, is baggage. Now let's understand baggage. Baggage is anything mentally, emotionally, physically that's unresolved or that has a hold on you when you move on from the relationships. Now let's talk about it. We could have this serial cheater. Now these are the type of people who, every relationships or most of their relationship they cheated in. Now, who knows what's the underlying issue in that? Maybe they like variety. Maybe they just feel as though, they like to dib and dabble. They need a little taste of everything. Who knows? People have their different motives when it comes to serial cheating. So that's one of the things when it comes to baggage. We have people who have trust issues. Now, this works well not only in relationships, but also friendships or, anything like that. So trust issues is, when a person go into self-protective mode to, to protect the heart, the void of being hurt is a fear of being hurt. So a lot of us have trust issues, especially nowadays. A lot of us have trust issues. It don't have to be relationship or whatever. It could just be, people could just be who they say they're not. And it allow us to, be protective. Like, no, I'm not going to let you in my energy so you could do whatever happened to me. And that could be a part of baggage going into relationships. So, with trust issues, people tend to, either self-sabotage. They might hold back or suppress actions or communication. Is because, like I said, they just not sure. So they kind of might go through things in a methodical manner. They might have a slow approach to things because they have it's too good to be true and I want to see and wait. I want to see how this plays out, which is good, but it could be bad depending on how it is and depending on the person and how they look at things and, the time they need to take, but, some people, it takes a lot of time for them to heal from there. Then we have unrequited crushes. Unrequited crushes. Now, this is when, kind of like you like somebody, but they don't like you back. So that could be baggage because it's almost like you could kind of have that that high school friend and, that high school friend that might had a crush on your significant other or vice versa, and they kind of never got off the ground, but they kind of still think about each other, or think what if or something like that. Now, for most men, for most women, this could be a challenge, and this could be part of baggage, where it's just like, like, some people don't get over each other, some people do. Some people, it's a fantasy, some people, it's a lustful thing. It's all types of stuff, but it shows up as baggage, They might not even, the crush that they crushing on may not even want them, or they might be with someone, And then if they give them a chance today, of course, they might take it. They might take that opportunity because they had crush on them for so long. So you just never know. The avoidance of conflict. That's when, a lot of people will avoid confrontation. But, see, this can cause buildup and cause resentment. It's very important to release this. Because when you keep avoiding conflict, you'll never figure out the problem. And even if you want to figure out the problem, when you keep running away from it, it becomes a bigger problem, right? So you want to get it out in the open, and you want to let people know, okay, or whatever. Even if you need time away from it right now, go back to it, because that causes the buildup. And next thing you know, you be like, well, where did this come from? It didn't come from anywhere. It's been here. It's just that you just kept ignoring it, and it seemed like a new problem, a new issue, and it's not. It's the same one. Which you don't repair, you repeat. All right? So now, intense past relationships. Now, this is the big one, is because, that's when your person had drama-filled relationships. That tends to leak over into the new relationship. If it was always some type of arguments or some type of disagreements and stuff, that gotta take a toll on healing before they get into something serious with another person. That's just, I can't say that for everybody, because everybody differently. I might take it, and it might not take me that long to heal as for some people. It might take them a lifetime. Some people never heal from that. You know what I mean? It's something that can have a great hold on you. Even especially if they, if they have kids together. That could cause a lot. With the past relationships. Especially if it's drama filled and then they have kids, because then it's just like, it could be baggage, but then it could be a trigger that, that, okay, I'm just going to attract drama or whatever like that. Whatever the person's mindset at the time, it could cause baggage, it could cause triggers, it could cause a lot of things. So you want to be aware of that as well. Serious insecurities, jealousy, envy, control issues, codependencies, obsession, the need for constant validations, very, very, very serious insecurities. Now, what I always say with insecurities is that when it's unresolved insecurities, you kind of got to address them, at least acknowledge them right away. Not right away, but you got to, at some point in your life, you have to address your insecurities, because that becomes baggage, and you're going into a relationship. That man, that woman do not know your insecurities right off bat, and not the fact that he don't know. He may not know the intensity of them insecurities. If you let's say. Okay, let's say let's be cheesy with it. Let's say I'm in a relationship, right? And my significant other has a lazy eye, right? Let's be cheesy. Now, to me, let's say I'm just joking, I'm making fun of the lazy eye. Look, it don't want to get up, and I'm just being sarcastic. I'm being a jerk, right? Now, that person might say, okay, now, depending on the person, Now let's say the person is mature enough to say, hey, I really don't like or appreciate, how you've been talking about that, I'm kind of insecure about that. And me being me, I'm not that much, so I'll back off. Okay, cool. That makes sense. But what if it's to the point that you say it, or you just throw a light shot at it and they start breaking down crying? Then there's a story behind it. Well, when I was in a car accident, I had surgeries and stuff, and everything else got healed and fixed up nice, but the only thing that didn't heal is my eye. Whoa, that's a different effect, ain't it? So you never know the intensity of a situation, right? Right. So I mean, it's a learning experience. It's a learning experience. We all make our mistakes, and we all just prejudge, do other things. This is why. That's why we're here. Fear of commitment. Now, the motive for this is tricky because it could be anything, because the fear of commitment is just that, it could be, a series of situations or relationships that didn't work out for other people, or a series of relationships that didn't work out for you. Your mom and your dad don't pretty much gel, and they marry, and they go back and forth and all that, and then it's just like, I don't want the extra problem and all that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this: relationship is what you make it together. Whatever you got healed, whatever you got unhealed, come to the forefront with it, is what I say. Because when you do that, that allows everything out in the open, and then it's no guessing game. It's no, oh man, I didn't even know you was insecure about your lazy eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So that fear of commitment could be multiple things, and only that person can tell you why they have a fear of commitment. You cannot assume or guess it's because of this and it's because of that. And I wouldn't pressure nobody for a commitment if they have a fear of commitment without some underlying issues being resolved. Just my opinion. They had that like it's too good to be true sometimes. It could be really, it could just be that. It could just be that. Like I said, that is a conversation you should have with your significant other and figure out why they have a fair commitment. Now, this is a form of codependency, but I think this one has its own element, and I like to title it "You Are My Happiness." That's when people lose themselves in you, whereas though their personality, or maybe you give them a sense of joy, you give them a sense of happiness, and when they're away from you, they don't feel too good. That's, like I said, is in its own element. It is codependency. It is codependency, but you kind of always, because then it put pressure on that person, on a person who the person is codependent on, because you're now responsible for not only your happiness but also that person's happiness. So you have to bring that person joy and bring you joy. So when you're looking for support or comfort or anything that you're giving out, 9 times out of 10 you won't be able to receive it. So not only do you feel used, but you're drained. You're drained because you're responsible for 2 people's happiness, and that's never good. To me, that's one of the out of all of these things when it comes to baggage, that's one of the things where it's just like, that's the one I think takes a bigger toll on you, especially if you're a person with a good heart. Because a person with a good heart, sometimes, I'm gonna say this because I'm one of them people. Sometimes people with good heart, the heart kind of overcompensates for the conscious of that person to think logically. Like, oh yeah, I'm just helping a person out. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do with just any good Samaritan would do, and just save the day. And yeah, but no, because when you invest and invest and invest, think of where you're investing to. because it's investing. It's not taking a gamble. It's investing. When you invest, you know, in that manner, you take away from you. Now, is that being a loving person? Because you're taking that love from you. You're taking from you to give to another person. And then it's going to get to a point where you don't have anything to give back to you. You don't have nothing to revive that keeps you going. You get what I'm saying? So you want to be aware of that, and you want to be cautious of that. And you know, just, you know, I would say, you know, I wouldn't, you know, just set your boundaries and use your discernment on who's who. You know? Now, we talked about baggage, right? Now, a lot of the baggage that I bring up are mostly emotional, but I didn't even get into, you know, the baggage that comes with debt, multiple partners, toxic friends, family members, etc. You know, so what do we do? What do you do if you still hold on to these toxic habits or behavior? Well, you know, like I said before, and I probably would say it a couple more times. What we repeat what's familiar, and what we don't repair, we repeat. So we have to first recognize our behaviors, whether it's toxic, harmful, or dysfunctional. Acknowledgement is the first key to recovery, towards being healed. You know, we have to be cognizant of our behavior. You know, if you're very physically abusive, why? Not a judgment, an observation. Why? You have to ask yourself. You have any toxic behavior? Why? Why? Where is it coming from? You know? So you want to identify them: physical, emotional, mental abuse, the dishonesty, the controlling, the avoidance of conflict, the codependency. You want to address them all. Because in order to become, you know, a better person, just to get back out there and date, you don't want to bring these things back into your relationship, into your new relationship. You know, you want a healthy and a progressive outcome. You don't want to just keep repeating the same things over and over again. And why you do it? Well, I don't know. And then that's your whole life. I just do it because I do it. You can't just keep doing stuff and not having a reason why you do it. There's a reason. You may not know the reason, but if you identify the problem and you know you have a problem, why not work towards finding a solution? Right? You know, whether it's your alone time and you figure that out by yourself, or you know, support group, you get counseling, whatever you do. But when you have a problem, at least try to find a solution. You know? Like I said, there could be underlying trauma. There could be, you know, learned behaviors and unconscious emotions going on. A lot of us have this, especially with learned behavior. A lot of us, we'll do what's tradition or what everybody else do. Be your own people. Be your own person. Be your own person. A lot of the traditional ways is not going to work for us. A lot of things are how they used to do back in the day work for them back in the day. Not to say that it's right or wrong, but a lot of stuff that we try to implement now, it's just not going to fly today. It's just not. But you got to discern and assess what's to what. That's it. That's it. We can learn from our history, but we don't have to repeat it. We're going to get the same outcome. We don't want that. We want a better outcome, right? So, you know, a lot of dysfunctional relationships can stem from abandonment, rejection, shame, or other experiences. We can, you know, we can use our partners to try to heal these parts of us instead of looking inside of us, knowing that we need to heal and just getting the help that we need. I'm going to say that again. So, we can use our partners to heal these parts of us instead of looking inside of us, notice that we need help and find the help that we need to heal. Our partner can't do it for us. They have their own stuff. They're responsible for their own happiness. They're responsible for their own journey. They cannot help you in your journey and then work on their journey. Lesson learned for me. You can't do it. You can't do it. Alright, so, like I said, be the change. Learn and practice new behaviors and habits in your relationships. Be the change. You can work on your communication skills, regulate emotions, setting boundaries. These things will help you moving forward into your new relationships. Now, once you do all that, like you could even choose to be alone instead of being in a dysfunctional relationship. Because when you choose to be alone, you reset. And if you choose to be in a dysfunctional relationship, you're pretty much going backwards. You're doing the same thing over and over again. Or you pitting on a new set of problems that, even if you heal from a set of certain problems, you bring in more problems to it's like, why create more conflict? It's already out there, Treat yourself how you want to be treated. That's a great thing, because when you treat yourself how you want to be treated, you will attract what you need. Not what you want, what you need. I'm going to do a segment on this too. I think I should do a segment on this. Because here's the thing. This all I'm going to say about this. I'm going to move to the next thing. There's a big difference between standards and restrictions. I'm going to say it again. There's a big difference between standards and restrictions. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let that marinate. I'm going to let y'all think about that, what that actually means. What you need rather than what you want. And, plain and simple. So, all this that I talk about was basically, like I said, it could be, it's the baggage. It's the baggage, and the last part what I talk about is called inner work, which some people call shadow work. That's when you take time to assess what's going on, what's not going on, so you can move into a successful relationship. So, with that being said, that concludes part 1 for this segment for ending karmic cycles and relationships. Part 2 will be coming Monday between 7 and 8 p.m. So stay tuned, look for that. Till then, love, peace, and harmony. Hey everybody, this is Ryan McKee from A New Perspective. If you like my content, like, comment, and subscribe. Share, tell a friend, and tell a friend. I'm going to be dropping episodes every Monday between 7 and 8 p.m. So, stay tuned. Also, follow me on Facebook as Ryan Accomplice McKee. And you can follow me on Instagram at ace_McKee. Once again, I'm going to be dropping episodes every Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. So like, comment, and subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend, and share. Love, peace, and harmony, y'all.